The snow is falling, and it's getting colder now. Soon that time of year it will begin. The children playing, making angels in the snow. Grab the mistletoe, it's Christmas time again. When bells start ringing and the lights start glowing up, I get to thinking about my oldest friends. I'll hang some holly on the door. When they come, it won't be long. It's Christmas time again. Let's spend the whole day chopping down a Christmas tree, stringing it with lights of white and red. Let's spend the whole day baking Christmas cookies and knitting Christmas stars for all our friends. This is the time of year when everyone can feel a joy and a longing deep within. It's Christmas time again. It's Christmas time again. If you put a kettle on, I will start a fire, and we can write our Christmas cards out in the den, saying, oh, how we love you, and we hope you're doing well. Drop it in the mail, it's Christmas time again. With lovers ice skating and snowmen on the lawn, there is that overwhelming feeling that you get. The church choir singing joy to the world. Let us listen to the words and not forget. This is the time of the year where everyone can feel a joy and a longing deep within. It's Christmas time again. It's Christmas time again. It's Christmas time again. It's Christmas time again.
Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Played It Live, the Tormented Level Up event, and just want to take you guys back and remind you where it all began. We did the Shattered Level Up event on January 4th, and then we rolled into the Dark Asylum, and we knew the Dark Asylum was going to be unlike anything that we've ever done. It brought back a little bit of the history of the Asylum, but it also put a brand new spin on everything that we did. We introduced a lot of games. I think one of the real challenging things that you guys had. So let me do this. I want to open it up. I'm going to do the shout out, but type in chat right now. What is your most memorable experience from the Dark Asylum and the Tunnel of Torment? So type that in chat right now. I want to get a couple comments in. And I also see Valar. Hello, 9 in Army Kills, great mods. Channel members, PDL players, sponsors, bundles, burn coin, box lovers. We do have a box event tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for you guys to see the items. Wordle Turtle, says Craven Light. Yep, we did introduce the Wordle Turtle for sure. We brought that in. Animal says him getting killed. You know what, Animal? We set a record. The group has already died far more in the first couple of months than they did all of last year. Wordle Turtle loved all the trivia and all the games. What about the Dark Legacy items? I mean, remember, it started out in a 10-minute snow globe. Your first challenge that you guys ran into was dying because you couldn't escape a snow globe. That's how we knew it was going to be difficult. We had some of the flashbacks. Gemstone, the electric chair room. That was another really, really challenging scenario. So I'll take you guys back. We'll do a couple of those. But the reason I want to bring this up is because all of your moves, all of your actions, all the boss battles, your attendance, your check-in, all of that is what makes up this level up event. And I'm going to show you something that we had to produce the grid for level up. It's going to be in the portal. But I want you guys to take a look at some of these standards. I want you to take a look at what it takes to level up in some of these levels. I mean, I've got a cap all the way through level 100. But you can see, you guys are starting to get into territory where it is $1 million to go from 24 to 25, 25 to 26. That's a lot of numbers up on the screen. I understand that. But we have a lot of players that are now level 22, level 23. So now you can see the thing that separates us from every other game is one big thing. And I think Jim just got hidden. Yeah. All right, one thing that separates us from every other game. How many people have played another game like Warcraft or Call of Duty or Candy Crush or something where you could log in and you had to get experience, and then you go from level 1 to level 3, level 5 to level 10. So, those of you that have played other games, has it ever taken you 2 years to get to level 20? Has it ever taken you 2 years to get to level 20? So, the one thing that I want you guys to really appreciate, when I give you these numbers and you say, hey, I got 3 million XP, I got 4 million. I want you to think back of all the decisions, all the bosses, all the fights, all the items, all the strategies, all the puzzles, because that's what makes up your level. We just don't give out levels. We just don't say, hey, show up, and guess what? You're going to be level 30. You have to earn these levels. In 2 years, the highest player in our game was level 22. Tonight we're going to change that. Some people are going to level up a little bit higher, but in 2 years, that's what it takes to get to that level. So you have to appreciate the journey. And as you know, your weapons, your ATT, all of those things follow suit. So I mean, this is an investment into your persona, into your metaverse, into your character. That's why when you guys show up on Friday night, it's such an awesome experience. Because I know that you guys are doing those battles to try to earn it. All right, so tonight, I expect it to be about an hour. It's going to be pretty straightforward. I will put a few scenes up there. I'm going to remind you of some things. I mean, we heard the Wordle Turtle. I mean, how about Plants vs. Zombies? How about Angry Birds? How about The Wizard of Oz? Flashback scenes. Really, really good stuff, the first 2 chapters. And if you've loved what we've done so far, you're absolutely going to love the Dark Crypts, because it's going to give you a lot of that Dark Asylum vibe. All right. We're going to kick this thing off, and we're going to go random. I'm going to go random. So I'm going to start out with unforeseen. Unforeseen, walking that path. So Amanda, I'm going to give you your XP prior to the Dark Asylum. You were at 2,800,000. Now, your attendance was pretty good. You got on a roll there. We had 12 total events in that time period. Amanda, you were present for 8 of those 12 events. So, certainly, 2 out of 3 events, you've had better streaks, but not too bad. So overall, 400,000 new XP, 50K for items used, and Amanda, bonus XP of 50,000. And what the bonus XP includes is your decision making, your risk taking, the ability to play your class. Certainly, when you show up, you try things that are outside the box. It doesn't always work, but you certainly get into the role of the character and drive the experience. So overall, Amanda, I've got you. You were at level 19. You're going from 2,800,000 up to 3,300,000, and we're taking you from level 19 up to level 20. And I think the next time we do a level up event, I feel like all of your experience is going to be loaded into the portal, and we'll be broadcasting this, and you'll be able to see all of your new stats and everything immediately in the portal. So it's going to be pretty cool. That's just around the corner. It's not going to be that long. So Amanda, great job kicking this thing off and moving up to level 20. All right, let me find Bomber Bones. Bones, you ready to make that walk up these stairs? All right, Bomber Bones. 11 out of 12, not bad. Not bad at all. Amy has always been up there amongst the leaders in XP, but over the summer, early fall, missed a few. But the last 12 weeks, 11 out of 12. So, very good attendance. Add your items used and your bonus XP for class play, and I've got you walking away with 650,000 XP. You started out at 3,350,000. You were at level 20. You were a couple levels behind, but you were close. So, Amy, you are going from 3,350,000 up to 4 million. You actually made up one of those levels. You leveled up 2 times, going from level 20 up to level 22. Welcome back to the party. See, I know a lot of you guys, you want to eat, but you got to hunt before you eat. And that's what showing up on Friday night is. And if you miss 1 or 2, I get it. But that's why you got to give it everything you got when you're here. Whether that's a puzzle, whether it's a boss, you got to do something to really step up. Maybe do a little bit more damage. Maybe throw a few more heals out there, a few more seals out there. Bomber Bones moving up to level 22. All right. Let me get the animal. Animal will put you up here. All right, Animal. I've got you extended gameplay in about 7 of the 12. Now, a couple of them, you got there when you could, understandable. So a couple of them counted as one. But Joe's still not bad. Overall, you ended up, and one thing about Joe, when he shows up to the party, even if it's a little late, he does make a big splash when he's here. So, Joe, I got you with 450,000 XP. You were at 2,300,000. You were level 18. We're bringing you up to 2,750,000 and moving you from level 18 to level 19. So, congratulations, Animal, with the level up. All right, let's get, let's see. Let me get Busy Bee in here. All right, Busy Bee, where you at, Busy? Now, I'm going to tell you guys about Busy Bee. If there is someone that loves Clash, and there's someone that loves Friday nights, it's Busy Bee. She is into the character. She is analyzing, dissecting, looking for solutions. And I don't know. I mean, maybe there was once, I can't remember, Busy. It might have been the last cycle, but Busy Bee, 12 for 12, made every single event, no doubt about it, there every Friday. And in fact, all of ARC has some pretty good attendance. Busy was one of several that made every single Friday night. So, you know, she makes it so often we look forward to it, right? She's not there. We're like, what's going on? Where's Busy? So, Busy, you actually were level 22. You were tied for the highest level. You were at 4,050,000. Busy 600,000 plus a bonus 50K, 650,000, taking you from 4,050,000 up to 4.7 million. Busy Bee, congratulations. You're the first official player to get to level 23. Level 23, Busy Bee. All right, Trigger. We get somebody from Vox up there. Trigger, you were at 3,800,000 coming in. You were level 21. Level down. But we know over the summer, early fall, there were some challenges with the schedule. This time around, you hit 7 out of 12. 350K. Items used. One thing about Trigger, again, if Trigger played every single night, I remember last year she was always on the top of the board every Friday night. Most items, most items, most items. So, again, when she's there, an absolute splash. Trigger, you added 400,000. We're going to take you from 3.8 to 4.2 million and moving you from level 21 up to level 22. Congratulations, Trigger, with the level up. All right, let me get, oh boy, the messenger of the Lord, Father Ron. Now, I got to tell you, Ron is all about craziness. And sometimes he's just so crazy that it works. But again, that's what makes RPGs, and specifically, that's what makes Play Dead Live so interesting. So I was talking to someone, and I'll get to you in a second, Ron. I'm going to tell you guys some stories tonight. So I was talking to someone about Play Dead Live. And we're talking about different games. And I said, here's the thing, right? If you play a computer game, you guys may or may not know this, every single outcome, you probably know this, but you haven't thought about it. Every single outcome has to be predetermined, right? How much health you have, where you can shoot someone, the actions that you can take. The key difference in Play Dead Live is you can run in, do a handstand, a backflip, grab a banana split, drink a soda, stab someone in the back, sit down with your legs crossed, and wave at the faction across the room. You have free reign to do whatever you want. You can't do that in other games. And I'm not saying, as a lifelong gamer, I'm not saying that other games are not entertaining. Absolutely. Sometimes they are. Fight a big dragon and you see it and but there's an outcome that's already determined. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. You're either going to get it down to 0 or you're not. And the difference in our game is it really challenges your imagination. That what you see in the screen, whether it's a unique way to beat something or to win, it's not always about who hits the buttons the fastest. It is about how you play, coordinate, and work together. And that's how we reward XP. So I will say Ron has had some very unique situations. And we had some challenges in the Dark Asylum. We even had more challenges in Tunnel of Torment. So Father Ron, you started out exactly at 4 million. Level 22. Now Ron was here every single Friday night. 600,000 XP. And items and bonuses, Ron. An extra 150. Ron. 750,000 to take you from 4 million to 4,750,000. Congratulations. You have moved up and you're within striking distance of level 24. So Father Ron moving up level 23 and only 250,000 away from level 24. And it is going to take more XP to level up. You saw that. You guys are next level. It's going to take you 1 million. It gets harder and harder to level up. But there'll be more events, more opportunity. And I'm certain that you guys will get there. All right, let me get the champ Fly Rod, because I know Fly Rod always has to get up really, really early as well, too. So I'm going to try to get a few of you guys that I know have things going on. So Fly Rod, pretty good attendance as well. Now, I will tell you again, we know that early on in Dark Asylum, Fly Rod couldn't be there every Friday. And the thing with Fly Rod is, he gets on hot streaks too based on his schedule. Like about a year ago, he missed about, 4 or 5 events. And then all of a sudden it was like 3 months straight he didn't miss one. And then, schedule changes. He had to miss a couple events. And then all of a sudden didn't miss one. So this one was kind of middle of the pack. So Fly Rod came in 3,250,000. He was level 20. Fly Rod added between events 9 out of 12 plus bonus XP, 500,000 for Fly Rod, taking him from 3,250,000 to 3,750,000. Fly Rod going from level 20 up to level 21. Congratulations, Fly Rod. All right, and some of the players that we know that only do PvP, the question is, what happens to their characters? Well, their characters get, we call it dragged up, right? So we do have a couple players, Eric, J-Law, that are mostly PvP only. They'll do a PvE every once in a while if there's an event, but they go up as well. So they do scale up. They just don't gain as fast as you guys because they're not earning it. But they go up and they're a few levels behind, which means they can always raise their ATT, so on and so forth. So those players were level 18, and a few of those players, Skylight, Pope, Deacon, J-Law, Rocket, Rajin, all those players have moved from level 18 to level 19. They're mostly PvP players. Some events they'll play, as I said, but for faction leaders, all of those players will gain ATT. Means they can raise their level cap. And the reason we do that is because we want to keep everybody competitive in PvP. That's why we took the ATT requirement away from PvP gear. If someone purchases Ether gear, they shouldn't have to stick in their closet and wait 6 months till they hit a certain ATT. They're like, hey, I want to go out and play right now. And I think that was one of the coolest changes that we made for the game last year, is to say we are going to have players that just want to do PvP. And we love those players. We want them to do PvP. Because not everybody wants to follow the story 100%. Now, you need to know some of the story because you might get hit with a trivia question. But we have some players that never miss any event. Raise your hand if you're one of those players. If you're one of those players who does Faction Wars, does Clash, does Swarm Raids, does Level Up events, is here for the box events, is here for Friday night. If you're a PDL-aholic, that's what I'm talking about. So the XP for level 19, Ron, is going to be $2,750,000. That is the new base for all of those players. $2,750,000. So all faction leaders, that should give you an indication. Trigger's like, AA, I need AA. All right. Let's get Football Master in there. I know Football and Crimson both usually get up pretty early as well. So Football Master. And again, it's going to be a pretty quick event regardless, but I do want to get some players a little bit quicker if we can. All right, now we'll tell you, Football Master is mostly Football Master. There were times during his football schedule that Dimes had messaged me and said, I'm going to run Zach's character tonight. He may log in a little bit later. And I was like, absolutely. So with that being said, he hit all 12 events, 12 for 12. Most of the nights, it was him playing. Or Tammy would put in buffs and he would show up a little bit later. But that participation, especially with his busy schedule, Zach, totally appreciate your commitment to the game. And it paid off in this level up event because I'm going to give you some good numbers. So Football Master was level 20. 3,350,000. Did not miss an event. Plus bonus XP, 650,000. Football Master going from 3.35 to exactly 4 million and leveling up 2 times. There were only a few people that did that. We saw Bomber Bones did it earlier. Football Master going from level 20 to level 22. That's a nice jump. Only one behind the leaders. So, made up some good ground there. Extra stats that you guys know every time you level up. Your base stats increase. Not just your base, but your base stats for your class. And your ATT goes up. And if you've leveled up a weapon a lot, you know that ATT means that you can raise your weapon even higher. All right, let me get Crimson Tide. Where's Crimson Tide? I know she's here somewhere. There she is. All right, so Crimson, 10 out of 12 events. Now, true story, we were going to do an event over the summer. And we were on a call, and Crimson goes, Kills, you know I can't be there because I'm going to get my groove on. And I was like, okay. So, true story. And I was like, all right, I understand. She gonna miss some things from time to time. But, again, Crimson made up some good XP with some other events. It was like August, right? I think we had that call. And that's the things. I know you guys have other events and people can't be here. But Crimson is another example. We saw it a couple weeks ago. When there's a trivia or a contest and she's here for it, she drives extra XP. And that's what you have to do. So again, over the last 3 months, she was here for 10 out of 12. So she missed a little bit of XP on nights she wasn't here because you don't use the items, you don't kill those bosses, you don't get that XP. However, with the trivia challenge and there were two things in particular. I think it was the super grid and the trivia challenge. She did really well in. Bonus XP. So even though Crimson missed a couple nights, 600,000 total XP. So whatever she lost by not being here, she made it up in bonus XP. Crimson, she was at 2,900,000, and she was level 19. Crimson going to 3,500,000, and again, going up 2 levels. Crimson, congratulations. You went from level 19 to level 21. So nice jump there. Nice jump. And somebody had asked me, I don't know, it was about a year ago, and they were talking, they said, I feel bad because if I've already made plans, I don't want to just jump in for 30, 40 minutes. And I was like, no, you absolutely want to jump in for 30 or 40 minutes because you get your own time XP, you play for a little bit, and then if you got to go at a certain time, you got to go. I understand that. And that player, over the next couple events, they were able to get extra XP that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And they were able to help the group out. All right. Let me get, oh man, we got to get some ARC people up in here. How about Valar? So, when I think about ARC, honestly, a lot of times I think about, let's explain this for a second. All right, have a good night, Flyrod. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. ARC is probably the only faction that has 3 of their primary players. One plays from a freezer. One plays from a desk. and one plays from a hospital. I mean, if that's not dedication, think about that. 3 core ARC players, and this is why their attendance is so good. Valar have a patient that came in. Been shot 97 times. And Valar's like, hold on. I got to go play this Cosmic Void and get my boss on Main Street. That's not a true story. But the dedication that facts. But the dedication of all of our players, but specifically Angel, the same thing. You know, there's 5 or 6 players that I know their schedules are not convenient for them to play, but yet they still make time to play for the game, their faction, and the group. So certainly appreciate you guys. So Valar, with that being said, see, that was a great introduction because Valar actually did go 12 for 12. She started out, she was level 22. Valar was at 4,040,000. So Valar, perfect attendance, boss kills, 600,000, 160,000 bonus XP. Valar ending up at 4,800,000. Valar, you jumped up to the lead. 4,800,000. Not quite the 5 million, but you know what? You are at level 23. Close to level 24. But Valar making a big jump. But you're set up well for the next level, right? All right, let's get another mirror player up there. How about let's get Julie J. All right, JJ, also pleasant surprise the last couple months. And I can tell you, you know, Julie J has been here from the early days. You guys might remember those early tag teams, Nixie and Julie J. And then, you know, like many of our players had some scheduling conflicts, but this last 3 months, JJ is a Julie J, creative, spontaneous, funny, a lot of really good attributes that I look forward to in both PvP and PvE. You know, a lot of times I'm you know, counting, doing the damage and everything, and I'm thinking like, what is Nixie going to say? What is Julie J going to say? What is Ron going to do? You know, there's some that your eyes always go to that person. I think you guys do the same thing. You're like, because I know in advance you guys are ready to tackle a couple of these players. So Julie J was actually at she was at the curve. She was at 18. That's the minimum that everybody had to be up to. Now here's what's cool, is she went from being at the minimum and automatically being dragged up to breaking away and increasing a level. So check this out. Julie J, 8 out of 12, 400K plus an extra bonus 100K, taking you from 2.5 million to 3 million So she went 250,000 over the minimum, taking you from level 18 up to level 20. As I said earlier, players that are PvP only are at level 19. So you can see through extra gameplay, Julie J bringing it and adding an extra level. So, you know, another run like that, and she'll be right in the mix with the top levels. So congratulations. All right, let me get... I don't know if Ray's working tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and get Ocean Man up here. All right. Again, we know Ocean Man from PvP would never miss a round. 7 rounds every night he could. Work schedule changed a little bit. Still here for the events. Still driving attendance. Found a way to sort of get in the rounds he can. Wants to play every single round of every single match, but sometimes can't make it. But when he's there, again, you can see the impact. And same thing on Friday night. So Ocean Man, 8 full events out of 12. Plus bonus XP. So, Ray, barely. But you got there. Ray was at 3.5 million, level 21. 500,000, taking him up to 4 million. Ocean Man going from level 21 to level 22. Now, again, you guys know it took a little bit longer. This is why I didn't want to do the level up event 2 weeks ago. I wanted to get all of you guys through Tunnel of Torment because a lot of players in your faction needed the extra boss kills. They needed the extra attendance in order to get there. So I think we did the right thing by getting to the end of this chapter and starting fresh on Monday night. All right. Let me go to Samurai. Do we have Samurai in the house? All right. So, another true story. Riley and Kel are both sore. Apparently, they got matching tattoos today, and it was of one of the favorite players in PDL. Jigsaw, no. But no, they did. Congratulations. Hopefully your tattoos went well. That's not a secret, is it, Kel? I hope it's not, because I just put it on YouTube if it is. Oops. I mean, I think everybody knew about that, right? Did you guys know about that? It's too late now. I can't walk it back. Crazy L, what's up, Crystal? We're doing okay. Well, I mean, it's definitely not a secret now. Well, congratulations. I thought it was public knowledge. Well, you said you were going to share pictures. So when you said you were going to share pictures, I assumed it wasn't a secret. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said you're going to share pictures. Anyway, Samurai, be careful because those things are addictive. Believe me. We know. All right, Samurai, you were at 3,200,000. You added. You were close. Man, you were close to 2 levels, Riley. You added 700,000. Did not miss a night. Bonus XP of 100,000. 3,900,000. Still 100,000 short. Well, you know what? I think her next one needs to be a samurai, and it needs to say level 21, because that's what we just tattooed. Samurai, congratulations. Level 21, going from 20 to 21, and you almost made level 22, only 100,000 short. But you had a lot of ground to make up because you were at 3.2 million. All right, let me get... How about Beasley? Shaman Sheila, where you at, Sheila? I saw her a little bit earlier. All right, Shaman Sheila. All right, Beasley, you were. And you've always been ahead of the curve. So, Beasley was at 3,050,000. Played in 8 events. Missed a couple. But with bonus XP, Beasley, I took you to 3.5 million. Taking you from level 20 up to level 21. Congratulations. And again, Sheila needed those extra. It's not terrible. You needed those extra weeks as well. So any little bit of playtime you get in makes a big difference. Crazy L, absolutely. Playoffs are starting Monday. Hopefully we'll see you for the playoffs. All right, let me get Nixie. All right, Nixie. Nixie is another player. Never misses a Friday night. So, Nixie, you came in and you started at 3,700,000. Perfect across the board. 600K XP for Nixie. Taking her from 3.7 to 4.3. 4.3, Nixie. And that is going to put you up to level 22. Congratulations. Keeping pace, keeping pace. All right, let me get Tiny the Tank. Dimes is here representing Tiny. So Dimes playing 2 characters on Friday night. You know, that would have been a character that Tammy could have said, you know, let's just drag him up, keep him at level 19. But no, Tiny has made the long, long path. And she plays both of those on Friday night. It's a lot of work. Tiny was at 4 million. He added 700,000 items used and playing the class and 600,000 perfect attendance. Dimes, Tiny is going from 4 million to 4.7 million and going from level 22 to level 23. Remember, Tiny got a late start, and he is up there with the top levels in the game. So that means if he can do it, anybody can do it. All right. Do we have, I don't know. Is Dow in chat? I don't know if I got a response from Dow. No, I did not get a response from Dow whether he was going to make it or not. So I'll give you guys the numbers, and we'll go through this really quick. Dow was at 3,710,000. Did not miss a Friday night. In some capacity, was there every Friday night. Plays the class very well. Probably one of the best. Every Friday night, you always see him go to the front, say, I'm going to try to taunt. He's trying to distract bosses so you guys can get free attacks on those bosses. So certainly he embraces the role of the tank. And keep that in mind for the Max Awards. Tank of the Year also has some ability in other events besides Faction Wars. Dow was at 3,710,000 level 21. He added 700,000, puts him at 4,410,000. Dow going from level 21 to level 22. All right, let's get, I didn't get a response from B-Dub either. I saw she was online, but she didn't message me whether she was going to be here. So did Bonnie log on? Do you guys know? And if she's out there lurking. But she didn't respond, so I assume she might not be here. All right, we'll get Bonnie's XP. B-Dub was at 3,700,000 and level 21. Bonnie was here for every Friday night. And used the most items and most firepower of any player over the last 12 weeks. Back to B-Dub form. You guys remember early on, that was her signature. It's Friday night, she was throwing Goldars. Friday night, she was throwing Cataclysms. Well, these last couple events, Bonnie had one set where, I'm not even joking, Lithium, Rapture. She was throwing the heavy-duty firepower. I think it might have been the Warden Moloch fight. But I'm just looking at it as like, holy cow, Bonnie is throwing some stuff. But again, most items used, Bonnie ended up walking away with 800,000 XP. That was the highest of all the players, taking her up to 4,500,000. B-Dub going from level 21 up to the top levels in the game. Congratulations, Bonnie, up to level 23. And that's what it takes. It takes good decision making, a lot of firepower, and sometimes it's players that might have less firepower solving a few extra puzzles or gaining XP in different ways. But certainly one thing I'm looking for you guys, especially on nights where you're successful, is how you're playing the class. Are you playing it as a complement to the other players? Doesn't mean you can't do crazy stuff, doesn't mean you can't attack, but there are times that you got to use your preventions at the right time, or you got to use your heals and your seals at the right time, or you do things to benefit the group, or sometimes you take one for the team. So congratulations to B-Dub, moving up to level 23. All right, let me get Cat. Let's get Cat. I think I saw Cat earlier. And Cat, if you're here, let me know. All right. Cat was at 4 million, level 22. Cat, another one, wasn't here from day one, but certainly made up a lot of ground. 750,000. Another one that certainly brings the strategy, the firepower, plays the role of tank very well. There's a lot of times I'll see Dow go up there, I see Tiny, I see Cat up there, where they're taunting. Dow and Cat play well off of each other, switching targets. So good stuff. 750,000 taking Cat from 4 million to 4,750,000, going from level 22 to level 23, and does not miss an event. Does not miss a clash. Does not miss a swarm. Does not miss a Friday night. So appreciate your dedication and certainly the firepower you bring as well. All right, we got a few more. And before we get to the last few, those of you that have been here the whole time, we got about 6 more we have to go through. I do want to take just a couple minutes, and I want to remind you of some of the really, really awesome things that you guys accomplished over the last 12 weeks. Jim brought this up earlier. Remember this one?
I never know what I want. You always say that I'm always wrong.
And, one thing that this puzzle is probably my favorite puzzle ever with the electric room, because this played out over about 3.5 weeks, where you guys were seeing clues and you didn't know where all the clues went, and it is spelled Dark Asylum, right? I mean, you had Wyatt, you had L, so many different things. We need a U. You had the AR that you guys saw, the cola. And it took a while to get there. But, it really started. We had flashbacks. players. Reminded you guys of the trapdoor. And then we just took you guys, you know, the one thing with the Asylum is the Dark Asylum was going to be a mix of past and present. But we actually took it outside to the outer limits a little bit and got you literally a little crazy. And that was the purpose of the Wizard of Oz, is throughout this whole Dark Asylum, you kept seeing this gun come out of the wall and hit you with purple smoke. You had Grady showing up at different times. And we can't forget Lake Michigan, right?
The only thing that I truly own is this heart inside my chest. And so I like to keep it locked and hidden underneath my vest, 'cause I've been hurt.
And who can forget the flashbacks, which took you back to where you started. And again, you can see the logos on the buckets and all over the soldiers. So we started you with the flashback and took you all the way through. And Craven says, you know, throughout the day, right, you start getting these random messages and it's just like, oh crap, we got to all get together, post these messages in PDL. And there were a lot of them. But corridor by corridor, hall by hall, and then it really picked up a little bit. Remember the way to the lab? Dark Fido. And then you met somebody that you'll still see a lot more of. Replica. The ability to take shapes.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you guys mentioned the Wordle Turtle, but how about if we can find it? Another one of my personal favorites is to be able to recreate Plants versus Zombies as you went through various parts of the lower level of the Dark Asylum. And not only did you get Plants versus Zombies in the daylight, oh, you got them at nighttime too. But yes, we did have the Wordle Turtle. And let us not forget the Trivia Dragon. Or even, we had a pretty fun game of Angry Birds. How about piecing puzzles together when you met the one, the only Maze? And some of the fights, the actual Angry Bird fight, the Moloch and the Warden fight, this was probably one of my favorite battles of all time, is the different levels of Moloch. The strategies, the graphics. And then our host for tonight, the Death Gen. Got some old school Gauntlet. And for the last 4 weeks, it has been just this non-stop chase where you went into the super grid. An image of the bounty hunter, which I can now reveal to you. This was replica. And replica has been a problem for the group. But to be able to take on the form of another character can create problems. And of course, we took you guys to the Matrix so you can see what we're developing. All right, so we got a little bit more to go to finish the event. A few more to level up. But again, I think this year is really special. It's year number 3 for us. It's the year that we're going to launch our portal. It's some of the best PvP we've ever had. And it always comes back to the storyline. And the thread that connects all of us is what's going on with these other groups. Whether it's Brace, whether it's Law. They're still out there. And with Dark Asylum particularly, I remember I was so anxious in December to launch Dark Asylum. Like, I knew how good it was going to be and how much you guys were going to embrace the changes in the game. It was just hard for me to, for a month, I'm just like, I can't tell them. I can't tell them. So, Kel, the best thing about Friday for me is we have to stop being opponents, work together as a team. Teamwork makes us die together, survive together, but at least we do it together, for sure. Yep. Agree. I think Jason and Kel were typing that at the same time. That's almost the same thing. They think almost alike. Look at that. So, and I think that's, see, to me, that's what's interesting is we kind of play for the moment. So, you know, and I'll ask and say, well, you know, what's the most memorable event? What's the most memorable thing that you have from the asylum? And you have this reaction, right? It's the first thing that comes to mind. So I'm going to ask you guys again, now that you've seen some of the different experiences, take a little bit longer, and this time, type something in there that maybe you had forgotten about Dark Asylum. When you started in that snow globe, and then you fought Dorothy. So think outside the box here. Now, what is something else that you can think of that maybe you forgot from the Dark Asylum or from Tunnel of Torment? Maybe a move, maybe a death, maybe a boss. And there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm doing this. All right, so while you guys are typing that and coming up with a new response, something a little bit different, maybe than you typed earlier before. So the question is, earlier I asked you guys to think of like one of your fondest memories from the asylum. So now that we sort of went back through memory lane, I want you to type a different memory or something that maybe you forgot about, and now it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot we had done that. So I want to see some of the new reactions. All right, having to find cures for zombie bites. Absolutely. How could we forget that? Remember Grady zombie bitters and the pressure you guys were going through to try to find those things, Ron. So, the grid game. So the reason I'm kind of getting you guys into this mindset is because of the PvP and of the maze, there is one event that I think is better than them all. And it's something we specifically created that no other RPG out there has. And you could say it's Faction Wars, you could say it's Clash, whatever. It's the Max Awards. The Max Awards is the absolute top of the top as far as I'm concerned. And what's so important about the Max Awards is all the stuff that you guys are thinking about right now. That's how I want you to think about it when we post the superlatives and you guys are voting in each category. So I want you to dig down a little bit further. I want you to think about those moves and not just pick who you like, who's in your faction. I want you to look at all the moves in PvP and all the games and all the trivia. And think about, like, when that person that you didn't expect to do that thing did that thing. That's what we want to remember. And the better your answers are for the Max Awards and the more pure and honest your answers are, the more fun they're going to be. And it's not about voting. It's about voting and truly giving the vote to the person that worked hard to earn that reward. That's what I wanted to hit home tonight when we started looking at some of the past experiences. All right, we're going to finish out the level up event, everybody. I've got Deadly Dimes. Deadly Dimes, we got you starting at, oh, it was a good run for you too. Deadly Dimes was at 4,110,000. Deadly Dimes, how does adding 750,000 to your pool, bringing you up to 4,860,000, you're up there within striking distance as well. Deadly Dimes going from level 22 to level 23 and within a shot of getting to level 24. Not enough potions. There were a couple people that were close, but I did a potion check. Not quite enough to get there, but Dimes, that's a great run. That's a lot of XP. And temporarily taking the lead, 4,860,000. All right, let's get Gemstone. All right, Gemstone came in at 4,020,000. So she was over that 4 million target that got her up to level 22. Jim, a great run for you the last 12 weeks as well. There are several players that are consistently in the top 5 in firepower, damage, items used. And this time, a lot of resin restores too. Gemstone, 780,000. Cumulative items and total damage was a big, big upgrade for you. Jim is up to 4,800,000. So up there in that 4.8 club, several other players there. Jim going from level 22 to level 23. Again, never misses a Friday night. And a ton of firepower when she plays. All right, we've got a few more. Let's get Marshall Moonshot up there. All right, Moonshot. Moonshot came in at 4 million. Now, we lost him for a week. And true story, we had a search party out there like, where's Jason? Where's Jason? He never misses. And it did cost him some XP. Luckily, he was at 4 million and he didn't need all of it. But that little bit of cushion he had, he didn't keep it. So Moonshot was at 4 million. Added 560,000. Barely, but barely works. Barely above that 4.5 million Moon. 4,560,000. And that does keep him at level 23. So he doesn't have that 200,000 cushion he was working on, but he still got enough to level up. So moving from level 2 to level 23. All right, let's go to Craven Light. Man, oh man, you know, Craven Light for a late starter has always been chasing, and you know, at one point he was 4 levels behind the group, then he was 3 levels, and then 2 levels. And Craven, again, Craven doesn't miss a Friday night. Craven was at 3,590,000. Able to add 750K. Moving him from 3.5 million, 3.59 to 4,340,000. Craven, it's getting closer, right? Not quite the 4.5 million, but closer and closer. He did manage to go from level 21 to level 22. But every time we do a level up, he's almost almost back there, and he started a year late. So only one level behind the highest levels in the game now. Craven Light, level 22, congratulations. You're now 4,340,000. And true story, you're only about 200,000 behind your brother. So talk about making up some ground. All right, let's go to Kel. All right. Kel was among the leaders. She was top 4. I can only think of one Friday she missed. That was the refrigerator night. 4,090,000. Kel adding 750K. $4,840,000, Kel, taking you from level 22 to level 23. And still staying up in the top 5 in total XP. All right, we got one remaining. And again, she started out with over 70,000 lead over the second highest player. Jules never misses a Friday night. Always here early. One of the first people to log into the stream. Plays on Friday night. Is active and engaged throughout the entire event. She started the event at 4,180,000. XP, including top 3 in items used. 780, just below B-Dub. Taking Julia, the only person in the 4.9 million now. Listen at this, though. I checked. Julia at 4,960,000. Was within striking distance of becoming the only person to go to level 24. 40,000 away. And I checked her potions, and she's got about 30,000 in potions. It was close. She's got about 30,000 XP in potions. Not quite enough to get the 40,000. I was like, look, she's within 40. Let me check her inventory to see if she's got it. And she was just a little short. So still nobody went to level 24. So the highest in the game is still 23. And those players include your level 23 players in Play Dead Live. B-Dub, Deadly Dimes, Father Ron, Gemstone, Jules, Kel, Moonshot, Valar, Tiny, Cat, and Busy. That's it, everybody. That's your level 23 players. Now, we got some that are within striking distance, super close. Bomber Bones is back at 22. Dow at 22. Football at 22. Nixie at 22. Craven at 22. Ocean Man, Trigger. So you guys can see all the hard work really, really pays off. And, you know, every time we do one of these events, I know it's a lot of data. I wear a lot of different hats. Sometimes it's data. Sometimes it's setting up a map. Sometimes it's taking you guys through the story. But absolutely appreciate everything that you guys do to be a part of this journey and go along for the ride. Tomorrow night, we got a box event. And again, if you guys missed the announcement earlier in the week, you can still make crafted cosmics, but you cannot trade with other factions through the remainder of the playoffs. We just don't want the appearance of any impropriety. We don't want, hey, I'm going to give this to this person because I know they're playing such and such. We just don't want that to even be a conversation. So if you get items in boxes tomorrow, you can trade with your own faction, but between now and till we crown a champion, no cross-faction trades or gifts. So if you get it, build it, put it together. If you get the item you're missing, or you know, maybe there's a pet you're missing, or sword, or a rifle you're missing, or something, and it makes the cosmic, if you get it in the box, or one of your faction mates trades it to you, absolutely, let me know, and we'll make another cosmic. If not, what we have right now is what we're going to play with. So I expect to see some level ups. All right, box event tomorrow night. So you guys do me a favor. Try to get any of your upgrades. I know some pets are going to be upgraded for the playoffs. Try to get me a lot of that stuff by Saturday if you can. If it goes till Sunday, I understand it. But try to get all the preparation that you can get done for the playoffs, because it's going to be a very competitive playoffs. Hey, thanks everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. Awesome job tonight. Way to level up. See you tomorrow night. And don't forget, Friday night, the Dark Crypts is going to take you back into the Crowley experience. And those of you who are here the first time around, you should remember, I mean, Crowley had you guys in a bubble. Grady and Crowley were doing some vicious stuff. So we'll see you guys Friday night for the Dark Crypt, and tomorrow night for the box event. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.